Hi everyone, welcome back to ESOMAR Congress 2018 and welcome back to ESOMAR TV. We're here at our afternoon slot with exclusive content from on-site at the Congress in Berlin. As you have seen probably in the program until now, we try to give you a little bit extra content beyond the program of the event with interesting interviews and insights and talks and these kind of things. So hopefully you like the content. Don't be shy, tell us what you think. Please say hi, send pictures, tell us where you're from, or just comment on the content, ask questions in the comments below the post on Facebook. For those of you on Facebook, we're streaming only this segment, the live segment here from the studio. For the rest of the program from the event itself, you have to register. Do not forget it. This is only a small part of everything that you would get if you register for the full ESOMAR TV, so please do register in the link in the post. So without further ado, we'll continue with the next segment. We would once again like to thank very much our digital media partners, NetQuest. Thank you so much for your support. We would not have been able to do this without you. In the spirit of live television, we actually grabbed two very, very interesting delegates that are here with us today in Berlin. So I'm joined by Will and Oshimata? Osh. Osh is fine, perfect. So you're both speakers, I believe, here at the event. Will, can you tell me a little bit about what you're talking on stage?
Well, we're going to be waking everybody up not very early tomorrow morning, 9 a.m, but we'll be waking them up with a real look at how there's been a lot of focus in market research on System 1 techniques, so measuring how consumers use emotion and their intuition to decide things. But we actually want to benefit delegates here by focusing on how they can use System 1 emotional intuitive techniques in how they present themselves to their clients, in their lives, and really use those behavioural and insight learnings for themselves and for their businesses and for the industry, as well as just in the research methods that we use these days.
It's really interesting, a bit of a personal development as a professional rather than an actual case study or anything like that. Very nice. And Osh, you are also speaking at Congress this year. Could you tell us a little bit about the topic of your presentation?
Yes, I'll be on at Wednesday around noonish. To talk about the hyper-aging trend that we see in Japan, but across global. And so I come from MetLife, which is I think the leader in the insurance, life insurance and protection, and how sort of we have transformed our brand and through research to make it relevant for that aging market.
How did you come about to choose this topic specifically? Is it a project that you've been working on for a while, or?
Well, I mean, so MetLife is relatively new in the Japanese market. I mean, we acquired a company, and there was just a need to transform, and so there was just an important need, just a need to transform, and the best way to do it is understand the consumers.
You're focusing on the Japanese market specifically, or?
And you'll probably hear something about sort of how I prepare for my retirement as well.
So what brought you to this global stage with a very specific case study for Japan?
I don't know, I think well, so just let me talk a little bit about ESOMAR and Japan. I think we are, Japan is probably underrepresented on global stage like this, and I think it's kind of nice way to sort of put us on the map again, and then just talk about what's happening in Japan. I mean, obviously the audience here is, I know, come from over 70 countries, but probably mainly sort of European. It's kind of nice. I mean, obviously for me to mix with the people here, but also to sort of raise awareness of what's happening.
It's great to hear, and it's lovely to have you with us. Absolutely. And Will, you're a familiar face. You've spoken at Congress for quite a few times. What brought you back this year?
I suppose what I try to do is to maybe bring a little bit of an outside perspective, as in obviously not from myself, because as you said, I hear quite often, but in 2013 I came with a rock musician and we looked at what analysing big data should learn from the synthesizer pioneers. Then last year I brought a stand-up comedian and we looked at how brands and research should learn from comedians. So for this year I was thinking, right, what can we do now? So I know Caroline Goyder, who is a professional trainer. She used to be an actress. She's trained actors and now trains senior C-suite executives. So I thought, well, look, why don't we look at those System 1 parallels between the way we do research and actually how we can influence human beings and project ourselves really powerfully in a System 1 way. And Caroline is the perfect person. She's worked with colleagues of mine. Not every market researcher is an extrovert. Maybe I'm a little bit more towards the extrovert end of the spectrum, but others aren't. What I've seen Caroline do is to bring out people's unique personality, whether they be extrovert or they be introvert. It's really brilliant. So I think it's going to be a really powerful session and very personally useful to the people that are there, but also absolutely fascinating for anybody who's watching on ESOMAR TV, because there will be techniques and approaches which people can apply in their own lives and even practice sitting at home. There's a sitting exercise. You don't even have to get out of the chair. There's a sitting exercise about how to poise, position yourself in order that you're calm and that you project the right level of gravitas, and you can do that without even having to get out of bed if you're live streaming the presentation.
Thank you. And we will also have her on the TV indeed, so I'm looking forward to that. Very, very nice. Thank you. And Oshi, for you, basically, again, coming from the Japanese market into a global event, what are some of the things that you're looking in terms of content, in terms of insights and trends?
Yeah, so, I mean, today, we're 6 hours into the Congress. I think all the things that I just saw today and listened to have been really great. I think the keynote was about, how sort of they've like transformed the organization to become, customer centric. And I think the last couple of sessions that I saw was not really about the research methodology, but how you actually take the insight to the key stakeholders within the organization. And it's not just about the research techniques, but it's really about how you could actually change the organization to make research become part of the actual business. So, I mean, and it's kind of nice to know that everyone's struggling, and we're trying to make this, make the change and improve it. Yeah, so it's been really good.
Thank you both so much. Thank you for tuning in and telling us a little bit about why you're here, and we're looking forward to both of your presentations. And thank you. Enjoy the rest. And again, thank you very much. Thank you. Thanks. Thank you.